Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of my dollhouse build. This is Charlie's Cozy Cottage by Real Good Toys, and as you can see, it's coming along quite nicely. Now, if you've been following along with me on this build, then you know that this is an easy, simple kit to put together. It's not tricky or difficult or anything like that. And so I do recommend this kit if you're a beginner just starting out building dollhouses. This is a great starter kit. Now let me just say, when I say it's an easy kit to build, I don't mean effortless, and I definitely don't mean quick. When you watch my videos, you might see a 3, 4, 5 minute clip that might represent hours of sanding and painting and waiting for the paint to dry and waiting for glue to dry. Just tons of little things like that. I'm not really showing the boring, tedious parts that go into dollhouses, but if you're a beginner, I just want you to be aware that there are a lot of things that I'm not showing you that you're going to have to do, so just be prepared for the amount of work that's involved. Now don't get me wrong, it's totally worth it, because it's fun work, it's creative work, it's artistic work, but it is work. So just know that going into the hobby. But anyway, enough about that. Back to the build. As you can see, since the last video, I've added the house body to the foundation. I've added a porch roof. I've added upgraded columns, and I'll talk more about those later in the video. And then I've also added this concrete finish to the porch floor. And I'll also show you how I did that in this video. So let's get started.
This is the finished main foundation that I showed in the first video. The stonework on this part of the foundation only covers 3/4 of an inch on each side in the front. This will help guide the placement of the porch foundation. After applying lots of glue, I place the house on the foundation, and I make sure it's centered side to side and lined up in the back. I'm putting paint cans on the inside floor to weigh it down. Now I'm applying glue to the porch foundation and attaching it between the stones on the main foundation. To make the textured finish on the porch floor, I used craft sand, gray paint, and joint compound. Now this tub of joint compound is a couple of years old and it's all dried out, so before I can use it, I have to mix it with water. I'm breaking up the larger lumps before adding it to the water to make it easier to mix. I just keep mixing it until it's creamy and smooth. I add about a teaspoon of sand and enough paint to get the color of concrete. There's no exact ratio that I'm using, I just keep adding and stirring until I have the grainy consistency of cornbread mix. I traced around the base of my column so I can avoid putting the mixture in those areas. I'm using a sponge brush to dab the mixture on in a thick layer. The sand just adds a grainy coarseness to the mixture. The actual texture comes from the joint compound, so I can make it as thick or as smooth as I want by dabbing it on with the brush. This is how it looks when I'm finished, and this is how it will look when it's dry. Once it's completely dry, I glue it to the foundation. I'm using my sample paint jars to weigh it down while the glue dries. I also covered the front step that came with the kit. These are the pieces that will make the 2 porch roof supports. I make sure to match the angles at the top of the back piece to the top of the triangles, and then I glue and tape the pieces together and let them dry. I do this for both supports. The posts on the left are the ones that came with the kit, and the ones on the right are the columns that I bought from Laser Dollhouse Designs. I requested 8-inch columns so they would be the same height as the posts that came with the kit. They came with the stones already etched in, so I just painted them to match the foundation stones. I glued the columns in the blank spaces on the porch floor. I taped the original posts to the wall and put the roof supports in place without glue, and then I trace around them. I sand away the paint inside the outline to give the glue an unpainted surface to grab onto. I glue and tape the roof supports. I give the glue a few minutes to set, and then I remove the posts from the wall in case there's glue on them so they won't get stuck. When that's dry, I remove the tape and then I glue and tape the porch roof on. And that's where I stop for now. Be sure to check back for the next video in this series, and as always, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.